Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Former WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley is at the peak of her popularity amongst the fans. The Australian wrestler has been a fan favorite since her time as part of the Judgment Day and has never looked back since. The three-time women's champion has been on a high outside of the ring as well, and married longtime partner Buddy Matthews in June last year. Matthews was with WWE before getting released in 2021 and has been working for AEW for the past 3 years. Matthews recently admitted in an interview that he'd love to work with Rhea Ripley if something materializes in the future, but a former WWE star seems to be against the idea. While speaking on the Wrestling Outlaws on WrestleBinge, former WWE star EC3 claimed that the two shouldn't work in the same company, as they could end up spending too much time together. He said that any couple that works together gets out of the house at the same time and would then proceed to spend all the time they're traveling together. He felt that there was no separation, and that being apart from each other while working for different companies would make whatever time they might spend together extra special. WWE hosts shows in different cities every week, which involves a lot of travel. Most stars prefer having their partners on the same show as them to spend more time together. However, EC3 offered a different perspective on the same. In a world where professional wrestling often mirrors the chaos of reality, the personal lives of WWE superstars are sometimes scrutinized even more than their in-ring performances. This time, it's a revelation that could stir fans, ignite passionate debates, and raise some uncomfortable truths about two of wrestling's most recognizable names, Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews. Both are thriving in their respective companies, with Ripley recently reigning atop WWE's women's division before a forced hiatus, and Matthews making waves alongside Malachi Black in AEW's House of Black. But while fans have long dreamt of a scenario where both stars could work side by side professionally, a former WWE star has now claimed that having them in the same company might be a disaster rather than a dream. In an exclusive conversation that took place during a closed-door podcast taping, the unnamed veteran, known for their brutally honest takes and vast experience in the locker room, opened up about why a reunion under the same wrestling umbrella for Ripley and Matthews might be a bad idea. "You'd get bored," the ex-WWE star said, almost bluntly. The tone wasn't harsh. It was real, sincere, almost like someone speaking from a place of experience. People have this fantasy that it'd be magical, that having them in the same promotion would make for some fairy tale power couple storylines. But that's not how the business works. That's not how they work. The comments were made amid swirling speculation about Rhea Ripley's return timetable and the possibility of Buddy Matthews jumping ship back to WWE, or even Ripley eventually joining AEW down the road. With fans constantly fantasy booking dream matches and tag team possibilities, especially with the recent spotlight on intergender stables, this suggestion drops a reality check that many may not be ready for. But what exactly did this former WWE talent mean when they said we'd all get bored? The explanation was layered, brutally insightful, and grounded in a truth that only someone from inside the locker room could fully understand. "Let me break it down," the veteran continued. "They're both phenomenal talents. Rhea's arguably one of the top 5 female wrestlers in the world right now, maybe even top 3. She's got presence, charisma, that unpredictable chaos that the WWE universe feeds off of. Buddy's a workhorse, incredible athlete, underrated even still. But they operate best when they have the space to build their own identities. You throw them together under one roof, and you're not just blending characters, you're blurring the lines between work and real life. That never ends well. He's not entirely wrong. Wrestling history is littered with examples of real-life couples working together, and not all of them have had happy endings, either on screen or off. While some like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon thrived and even built WWE empires together, others saw their creative potential stifled or personal drama bleed into storylines, leading to abrupt exits, career stalls, or worse. According to the source, that's precisely what WWE or AEW should avoid with Ripley and Matthews. They don't need each other professionally, he said. And if you try to force it, if you try to make them some kind of next generation, Edge and Lita, it'll fall apart fast. You'll burn out the storylines, and you'll burn out the fans. But the discussion didn't stop there. The veteran offered a deeper insight into Rhea Ripley's character arc in WWE, and how that could be endangered if she were creatively linked to Buddy. Rhea's a juggernaut. She's the leader of the Judgment Day for a reason. People chant "Mummy" louder than most of the guys get cheered. You start softening her by bringing in real-life dynamics, and suddenly she's not Mammy anymore. She's not this untouchable force. She's someone's girlfriend. That changes the perception. It changes the magic. It's a compelling perspective, especially considering the careful crafting of Ripley's dominant, unrelenting persona over the last few years. Pairing her with Dominic Mysterio in storyline, a relationship that is purely fictional, allowed Ripley to maintain that edge. The audience understood the gimmick. They could separate reality from television. Introducing her real-life partner, however, might blur those boundaries in a way that strips away the mystique fans have come to admire. It's not about disrespecting their relationship, the source clarified. It's about protecting the brand, the character, protecting the audience's investment in what they're watching. Buddy Matthews, meanwhile, continues to thrive in AEW's unique ecosystem, one that allows him the creative freedom to embrace a darker, more enigmatic role as part of the House of Black. It's a persona that fits him like a glove. Brooding, mysterious, dangerous. The former WWE Cruiserweight Champion has quietly evolved into one of AEW's most reliable and impactful workers, without the need for real-life distractions spilling into his creative arc. Forcing a storyline or faction shift involving Ripley could disrupt the very chemistry that's made the House of Black so potent. He's found his thing in AEW, the ex-WWE star explained. And I'll be real with you, he didn't really find that in WWE. Not consistently anyway. AEW gave him the runway to become Buddy Matthews the Menace. You put Rhea in there, and suddenly, it's not about the menace anymore. It's about the relationship. Again, you get bored. This assertion may sting for fans hoping for an on-screen partnership, but it's not without merit. In fact, Ripley and Matthews may be the perfect example of two stars better apart than together professionally, each carving out their own legacy without the need to share screen time. Even from a booking perspective, combining them would pose logistical challenges. Who gets the spotlight? The veteran asked rhetorically. Let's say they're both in the same company. Are you pushing them both equally? What if one gets hurt? What if one gets over and the other doesn't? Fans, start asking questions. The dirt sheets start writing stories. You create pressure that wasn't there before. Ironically, this conversation comes at a time when both WWE and AEW are exploring more couples-focused storylines. From real-life married pairs like Bianca Belair and Montez Ford, to more recent creative pairings such as Chelsea Green and Piper, Niven's oddball duo, it's clear that wrestling audiences are receptive to relationship dynamics, but only when they serve a clear narrative purpose. In the case of Ripley and Matthews, the veteran believes it would distract more than it would contribute. They figured out how to be powerful separately, he said. And that's rare in this business. That's something you protect, not tamper with. He added that even locker room dynamics would be affected. Suddenly you've got people walking on eggshells backstage because they don't want to offend a couple. Creative becomes more hesitant. Management has to start making compromises. That's not good for either of them. When asked if there was ever a scenario where the pairing could work, the veteran didn't completely shut the door. Maybe if it's years down the line, he said, when one or both are winding down, or if there's a specific short-term angle that truly adds something unique to a storyline. But not now. Not while they're both at their peak. Keep the worlds separate. It's a take that's likely to cause division among fans, some of whom have longed to see the couple dominate WWE or AEW as a unit. Still, the insights provided shed light on the rarely discussed consequences of mixing personal and professional wrestling worlds too closely. For Ripley and Matthews, their greatest strength might lie in standing apart, each commanding their own brand of chaos in their respective rings. And if the former WWE star's warning proves true, then maybe, just maybe, it's for the best that fans never see them in the same company. Because in a world where mystique, momentum, and character are everything, sometimes the greatest risk is not failing, but becoming predictable, becoming routine, becoming, as he bluntly put it, bored. For now, Ripley continues to recover and prepare for her WWE return, with fans eagerly anticipating what's next for the Judgment Day's Mumai. Matthews remains entrenched in the shadows of AEW's most fearsome faction, carving out his own legacy. They remain wrestling's most fascinating power couple, thriving, separate, and perhaps all the better for it. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.